Everybody, Cantonese Cat here. I'm going to go through some pretty quick updates here for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and also just the overall cryptocurrency market cap in general. Here's Bitcoin. We went through a little bit of a scare here on this weekly chart because initially I was really worried that the 20-week moving average would be broken underneath of it because of the candle was basically way underneath. It looks like it was going to touch the low bullish band, which is going to be around the 100,000, 101,000, somewhere around there. Decided to not do that, decided to hold on to it, and so far we're starting out the week right there as support. Does it end up finding support here and with the Bollinger Band squeeze here to go up a lot higher? Or does it still break down, go down to 100,000 zone? We will never know until we know, but certainly holding an important level there is promising. Another thing to look at is the daily chart here. If you look at the daily, you can see that I have a daily GAN here that's shown some pretty remarkable market symmetry here. The arc over here got broken through, back test the horizontal GAN over here, decided to go back down to the arc, held the arc, pushed through above with a head and shoulder pattern, and decided to come back test the horizontal here. This time didn't hold again, come back down, touching this angle here almost perfectly on my GAN square, and it broken back above, closed the day above the horizontal GAN level, and we just back tested today. So that makes it a lot less likely for it to want to go down all the way down to 105K or even 100K. All those levels are plausible if levels break down, but they haven't really been doing that. So because it did end up closing back above and holding that level, the bias to me is going to be to the upside here as long as price is about 112,000. There is a lot more bullishness coming for Bitcoin. That is kind of what I'm seeing here moving forward, because you're really talking about potential levels of a lot higher, and it can happen in a hurry. This is Bitcoin, right? No reason to believe that it will have to go down that much further because we already back tested a lot of these different things already. So it was looking pretty good here. Now for Ethereum, just wanted to look at the weekly chart here to kind of show you. We have basically broken through the 0.86 here finally this cycle. You see how I got rejected here multiple times this cycle. We finally broke through that and basically had a back test with that wick that we just had last week. There's nothing really bearish about this formation once it's able to do that and back test and holding an area of previous resistance for so long. It does set up a pretty decent move probably to the upside. Now I keep showing this liquidity cycle thing. There are 3 cycles here. We broke through the cycle liquidity zone over here. We back tested it so far. I think we go higher. How much higher? Hard to say, but I do think we're going higher because of that. We'll talk a little bit more about in detail in terms of what I think, in terms of higher levels and things like that. Doge, what's going on? Having a hard time breaking about the 0.618 over here. Also having a hard time breaking about the weekly Ichimoku cloud over here. But a lot of the price action is actually very constructive. The reason why I say that is because it's basically been breaking trend line after trend line. You can see how over here you basically broke this trend line and then it was just going a lot higher from there, right? Here on this downtrend here, all of this, by the way, if you're looking at volume, all this downtrend was on declining volume. So you know that all it takes just a little bit of volume to reverse this downtrend. And currently we've been going down. Sorry, on low volume here, you can see that whenever this trend line gets broken and some volume kicks in, you just end up going a lot higher from there, right? Same thing over here. You have a downtrend here on low volume, and all it takes is just a little bit volume here, and this downtrend here can be reversed. And it certainly looks like it's in the process of doing that right now as we speak. If I can draw this line a little bit better, right? It's basically no mystery in terms of what Dogecoin is doing. I think it's going to go a lot higher, especially once it's able to find support here at this particular zone. The final thing I want to show is the others chart. The others chart is the cryptocurrency market cap excluding the top 10 coins, and this is the weekly. And the best way to really try to illustrate in terms of what's happening is the weekly Ichimoku cloud. You have broken above the cloud, and basically we spent the last week and also so far beginning of this week back testing that area. Tenkan is rising. I think it's probably going to push the cryptocurrency market cap higher through here. You've also got 3 inside candles over here to this green candle over here. So maybe a little bit of a rising 3, maybe a little bit of a bullish engulfing candle next week to push things higher. If we continue to hold support, I can't really be that bearish for the overall cryptocurrency market here, especially when Bitcoin looks like it's breaking out in holding level, especially when Ethereum is looking like it's breaking out and backtesting the 0.86, especially when Dogecoin looks like it's breaking out this trend line and backtesting it, and especially when the overall cryptocurrency market cap, excluding top 10 coins, are breaking through and backtesting an important breakout zone over here. Anyway, I remain bullish until otherwise proven at support. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.